Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game tape.
Donuts.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
Oh, hey, buddy. Oh, yeah.
And we've got a great show for you. We're going to talk about
great.
Chris Farley. We're going to talk about Katie Holmes.
Oh.
We're going to talk about the long pause that you took in your audition for Jerry Maguire that got you the job.
Utkarsh Ambudkar.
Oh, fine.
Let's hear it. Utkarsh is here. With like Indian names are so complicated to a dumb white guy. Utkarsh Ambudkar. What's your middle name?
Suresh.
Suresh?
Yeah, it's my dad's name. So the initials are USA.
I like your dad. He's a good guy.
Nice guy, yeah. He was happy to meet you.
Utkarsh, of course, is the star of CBS's Ghosts. My man. He's not a ghost on that show yet. We
CBS.
Yeah. How long? What season is this? 3?
4. We're shooting 4.
Talking about 4. A show that you never thought would make it.
No chance.
It has no business working, but it works.
No, we watched 5 minutes of it. I was like, I don't know. Then the pandemic hit, and I was like, that check looks really good.
Yeah, and pandemic's great for TV audiences.
We shot the pilot in the pandemic, and it like just filled this space of people wanting joy to sit in front of a TV with their family. And we've been riding it ever since.
Oh, how humbling would it be to shoot a pilot or a TV show that gets canceled during a pandemic where everybody's on lockdown in front of their TVs? Like, we don't even want to watch it. We'd rather just sit here and cough.
Yeah, no, dude.
We'd rather just look at the walls.
This is watch The Last Dance again for the 4th time in a row.
It's a good doc.
Oh, so good.
So you're on the show Ghost. Natural question: have you ever seen a ghost? Have you ever had any ghost experiences?
No, never.
Really?
Never. No.
Joe?
Nope.
Oh wow.
And I've been to a lot of so-called haunted places, and still never a ghost.
Where are you from, Joe?
New York.
I knew it. From Manhattan?
Westchester.
Yeah.
Same thing, really.
Born in Manhattan, lived in Westchester, then lived in Brooklyn.
Guys.
All right, we're going to...
Everybody.
Yeah, enough of Joe.
Fine, okay. We'll edit that out.
I had a ghost thing at the Comedy Store.
What happened?
A bunch. Like my whole life performing at the Comedy Store, I'd feel not ice cold on this side of my neck and face.
And it was just Mitzi standing next to you.
Hey!
You're like, get off the stage, Mitzi.
Is Bobby Lee here?
And I was like, and I always felt like somebody was kind of pushing on my chest. And then Louis Anderson had Sunday nights there. I think I was just doing a Louis impression for Mitzi. Hey, oh, you have Utkarsh on? Oh, that's great. The singer has more butter. And we're backstage at his show, and I go, this place. He goes, what is it, hon? I go, these fucking ghosts, they fuck with me when I'm on stage. He goes, no, but they like you. They know you're funny.
Oh, so cool.
So I'm like, all right. I just believed for some reason that he knew what the ghost liked and disliked. So I go on stage. I'm 6 minutes in, maybe 4 or 5.
Is this the big room or the small room?
The big one. I'm 6 minutes in, and not only did no one laugh, no one moved. A full house.
They saw something.
No, like they were completely not there. They were like a painting.
People
are like holding, like it was the weirdest thing ever. And then I feel the cold on my neck, and I go, "Get the fuck away from me, ghost!" And the crowd goes, "Ah!" Like somebody unplugged them.
Weird.
The weirdest thing I've ever experienced in my life. And then me and my son went on ghost adventures in the Comedy Store.
So cool.
And we had weird shit happen in the belly room. We heard banging, and I just thought it was one of our crew guys. And they're like, no, we're all up here.
So I believe it in the Comedy Store. I've spent many, many hours in there. It's got a different vibe.
It's dark.
It's dark as hell.
It's weird.
Every single one of the rooms is dark.
Whenever I walk in the big room, I feel like I'm on a ship, and I always have to get my balance. I can't walk a straight line in that room.
Weird. I've only been in there a couple times. I've been in the small one every day for 3 years at 1 p.m.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was my meeting. Main meeting was Comedy Store at 1 p.m.
I thought you meant your spot, stand-up spot.
Oh, no. I've done stand-up twice.
My spot at the Comedy Cellar when I was a teenager was 1:15 weeknights, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And Dave Attell went on at 1:35, 1:40.
And I would have been 17 years old, 200 yards away from you at
NYU.
At Hayden Hall at NYU, right there on
Leave
Washington
it to the
Square
Indian
West.
guy to go to college at 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Smarty
was me.
pants.
And I graduated college early, baby, just so I could go do raps. Off
Yeah,
Broadway.
you're an exceptional freestyle rapper. My beef with freestyle rappers is they're not freestyling. It's obviously something like you go, I was listening to XM The Shade on Sirius and so went in and dropped a freestyle, and you're like, no, he's had that in his head for years.
Yeah.
You don't fall for it. But I see you on like the Kelly Clarkson show, like Stephen Colbert, and you're like, where'd you grow up? All right. You ready? You ready to bust one out?
Joe, can you beatbox?
No, but I
can.
bet Corey can.
Corey, can you?
Why? Because he's black?
Yeah.
That's the
And
most
he-
racist shit I've
so
ever heard,
And
Joe.
he's a musician.
You wonder why you're fired all the time.
Corey's a musician.
Can you keep tempo, Corey? Can you do that?
What? How did I get skipped?
Jay, because you're the one who's going to be giving me the words. You
So I just
can't
got to
do
sit here
both.
like a princess?
Can you beatbox?
Yeah.
Let's hear it. That's actually not bad.
Snacks. That was my fat rap.
That was good. That was Fat Boys.
Yeah.
That was Bismarcky. That was great. Corey, can you do it?
Yeah, but I'm not mic'd with a little bit.
If we can get Corey mic'd and he can figure
Is
it
it
out,
Corey
let's
with a
come
C
back
or
to
a
it.
K?
We could come back to
You
it.
sure you want a K? Corey with a K?
K, Corey?
I think Joe should do it.
I'm the least musical man on
So
planet Earth.
this is what he does.
I'll do it if I have a
I
proper
went to.
back.
I grew up in
backing.
Verona.
New Jersey.
Yeah, Verona, New Jersey.
Yep.
We were the hillbillies.
Near West Caldwell.
Yes.
Yeah.
My mom graduated Caldwell High.
Yeah, dog. Willowbrook Mall.
Oh shit.
Come on, bro. Fun and games.
How do you know this?
Because my bestie, my godmother's in West Caldwell. I spent like every
Great
Christmas and
wrestling
summer
in
there.
Caldwell.
Yeah.
They're animals.
Yeah, but you don't want to fuck with Newark Academy.
I'll fuck with North Academy.
Dude, they got those kids on roids. They got supplements.
Yeah, but they know that she, like Dan Gable said.
I'm going to get a cease and desist from
But
Newark Academy now.
As Dan Gable said when he used to wrestle Russians that were on steroids, he goes, but as the match goes on, we both know they're on steroids.
Oh my gosh.
We both know they took a shortcut.
I used to fall asleep regularly on the decamp bus and wake up in the wrong spot. Just too high to get
I
off
went to
the
wrestling
bus.
camp there at Newark Academy.
Yeah?
And St. Benedict's Prep.
I did a summer program at...
It's a nice walk.
I know, such a nice walk. Just
Yikes.
get out and be like, oh, where's the Dunkin' Donuts?
What's up, white boy? What you doing up here, white boy?
Like, what's going on? What was the name of the Montclair State University?
Yogi Berra Stadium.
Yeah, did a summer program there. Anyway, I know Jersey.
All right.
I grew up in Maryland.
Shall we?
Rap?
Yeah.
Sure, tell me.
By the way, I just put in some YouTube.
Oh, you grew up in Verona. Sorry, yeah.
I put in freestyle beats. There's a freestyle beat with SpongeBob.
Let's
on it.
do it.
Should we just hit that?
Let's hear it.
I got stopped in the mall the other day. Got called from the other way. So,
This is just the ad beat. What's that? Yeah. After the ads go, I'm gonna,
All right, Jay Mohr, Jackson,
Yeah.
hold on, we got to get a. Don't leave my kids out.
of course. Yeah. Okay, gonna rock for sure. I'm alright as the man Jay Mohr. And to kick a little freestyle flow with the star of the movie named Go. That's right, about to take it higher. Bad guy in Jerry Maguire. Tried to hug that dude at the end, but he didn't do that. Didn't want to be his friend. And you stole that dude. What's his name? Jerry O'Connell. Seen a pretty little girl at the mall, and he tried to fondle. No, cause he's married to Jeannie. That's right, in betweeny, tweeny. And he like to see his beautiful wife when she wearing that yellow bikini. Yellow and purple, call me that Indian Urkel. Gonna be a hurdle, that's right, and I rock like a dreidel, no. And I spit like a fable, yeah. And I float like a table, cause I keep spinning and I'm winning and I'm never...
Yeah!
Dun, dun, dun,
Well,
never
man.
do. And I'll, but see,
Not one Jersey reference.
no, Jersey, sorry. Jersey,
You stink.
Verona, Sabaro,
Masharona.
Verona, Sharona, what else is in there?
Watching Goodfellas with Steve Carbona.
Sober,
that's
so no
what we
more
do.
Coronas.
You drinking Coronas.
It's generally more
I like how you
complex
just
than
said
that.
something wrong and went, no. What an out. What an out.
I don't like that.
What a safety valve. No. That's like Keckner does that character. Like, I tell you one thing. Yeah, Joe with mustache probably has mustache. No.
Nope.
I forget.
That was a false statement.
So you got your middle name. Who are your top 5 MCs?
Andre 3000.
Yes.
Tretch from Naughty by Nature.
Interesting. Never heard that one before.
Slick Rick.
Love that.
Ooh, yeah. I was sitting there.
He was a DT undercover.
Yeah, he was a DT undercover. I liked his storytelling and just the musicality of his flow.
So we get 3.
That's 3.
5's hard for me.
Well, just for longevity, staying great for a long, long time, I would say Black Thought from the Roots. I love how his rap is like a metronome.
Yep.
Every line, if you look at it syllabically, like structurally, it's the same. It's cool to listen to. And then,
well, you might as well put the guy that ended Slick Rick.
Who's that? Cool G Rap?
KRS-One.
No, KRS-One. I love KRS-One. He's the teacher. KRS-One gave me the best tool for onstage performing. Which is like...
Say no when you don't like your rhyme.
And I rap like this Kleenex. Nope. Didn't like that one. Next, yo. No, he said, show up with layers and take the layers off as you're performing. So as to create the mirage or the feeling that you're putting in work.
That you're working hard.
Yes, exactly. So I would show up and I'd put like 3 hoodies on and take the hoodies off and chain comes off, hat comes off.
What was the name of your rap trio? Oh, who's your 5th, by the way? Sorry.
5th would probably be Eminem.
It's nice of you.
And he comes from a long line of like Eminem is basically Big Daddy Kane or people like that who do what's called like compound.
We have similar lists because I'm Andre 3000 is my go-to. Andre 3000, Eminem, KRS-One, Black Thought really got me thinking, but I'm gonna go Jizza.
Okay.
I love how Jizza flows,
yeah.
And like you want to talk about just. Everyone laughs at this, but like LL,
yeah,
because when
he'd be top 10 for me.
When other songs would stop, he had 8 more verses. He was just relentless. He just kept going.
His diss of Cannabis, The Ripper Strikes Back, is very, very dope. That's Cannabis. He don't know none of this because 99% of his fans don't exist.
Buying fans off the internet.
Yeah, he crushed it.
Yeah, but KRS is the one that like my highest honor was Chuck D liked one of my tweets.
Oh man.
I was on an airplane about to take off and people were online arguing about battle rap, like who's the best. I go, well, KRS is the best because he ended the genre of battle rap because eventually at the end of he's the final boss. Yeah. And he will end your career like PM Dawn, Cannabis, Slick Rick. Like you wind up waiting for something to happen, but it doesn't. You wind up shooting your cousin, you're bugging, like Slick Rick, bye-bye. Like it's just you're out. You're out. Like you're just out. It's so weird. Yeah. Like, which by the way, a very odd professionalism and courtesy when rappers are like, well, he's done.
Yeah, he's done.
Like Cannabis never goes like, I'm back. It's like, no, man, you're done.
No, he's like, I found my lane. I'll stay here in the indie circuit and battle.
Is Drake gonna come back from that? Because that diss was
both of them fell off. Both of them went below the belt.
Oh, but Kendrick's. My son played it for me, and with the words playing on the phone, and I was like, "Oh, this is."
I mean, Meet the Grams. But we got to talk about people's parents and their kids and like all that stuff now. And it's sort of like I heard that, and I was like, "Guys, we don't need to go there." I mean, Drake is done. Then you're gonna sue the guy for defamation for a battle rap. I mean,
well, what part does he sue? Underage girls being addicted to Percocets, not being. I sat next to Drake's kid at a Lakers game, the baby Adonis.
Oh, cutie.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Drake was on the floor.
Weird.
I'm in the 3rd row sitting next to this fucking toddler with big giant noise canceling headphones.
Kid wasn't by himself.
He was sitting next to me.
That's awesome. They were
maybe
like,
there's a nanny in the back.
Mr. Moore, can you take care of Adonis, please?
Kid had like blonde cornrows. He looked like Uriah Faber.
I opened for Chuck D.
What?
I opened for Public Enemy at BB King's on Flavor Flav's 50th birthday party. They did the entire It Takes a Nation album front to back, and my group opened for them.
And what was the name of that group?
Bad name. It's called, this is like...
Fart Pussy.
It was, no,
it's
even
not that
worse.
Bad, so...
We started as the Deadbeats, then we had to change it, and I should have said no, and I didn't. We were called the Beatards. It's a bad name.
Why did Deadbeats have to go?
I don't remember. Our DJ named us, and
somebody else was the Deadbeats. Obviously.
We used to throw parties, and it was very like I was the toaster. I would get up, and we had 2 DJs, and we'd do live remixes, and I would basically freestyle for 3 hours, and then we'd have people come on stage. We used to do Joe's Pub and Highline Ballroom and all those places, Mercury Lounge, and then we ended up Who used to come through? Like
Mercury Lounge.
all
you're
the
bringing me
like
back.
electro rap people, like Santi Gold and Spank Rock and this band Kudu and yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Wow, this is like Coachella on a Wednesday.
I know, right? Anyway, I opened for Chuck D. What are your fucking questions, Jay? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you've had a longer career than me. Not as successful, but a longer one for sure. And I want to know, who have you worked with who you were like, that guy is going to crush? Like the most talented person that you ever worked with who didn't make it.
Jared Paul, he was the writer on Action.
Okay.
Like, first name popped into my head. I've never laughed that hard. I never had that much trouble getting through every single scene, getting my shit together. And you know how it goes when you're number one on the call sheet. It's like 14-hour days, 15-hour days. It's like, yeah. It's not funny anymore. Let's get to work. He was like Gene Wilder. I was like, this guy, I don't know what happened to him. I think I saw him at Bread and Rose.
Yeah.
And there's a scene where I'm drunk at a bar and I stab his hand. It's the Salma Hayek episode. I'm like, let's take a blood oath. I stab it. I take the toothpick out of my martini and I stab it. He's like, you stabbed me. And he pours vodka on it and it burns. And it's just everything's. And then we do a blood and he's like, do you wear condoms? And I'm like, no. Right, it was originally written, everybody's got to die sometime, Rafkin. And I just go, no. And there was a scene where me and Buddy Hackett break in on him into his apartment because we can't find him and the scripts do, and we catch him jerking off, and just him the whole scene standing like how you would stand when you still got a boner, and he's got like this blank. I couldn't. Jared Paul.
I don't know, but that's like
if only Joe had a computer in his pocket.
So I don't have like that type.
He played
of
Adam
experience
Rafkin, the writer on Action. He
So
was
cool.
the single funniest. It's like being with Cedric the Entertainer. Like, I can't get my shit together. You exude whatever it is in me where I make a sound. You get in there and push it every time.
Cedric is so funny.
Jared Paul.
So shout out to you, Jared Paul.
Jared, where are you, dog? We still believe in you, buddy.
I believe he can fly.
He's flying right now. Jared, you got those wings on your back, baby. You flap them.
That's hair.
Flap them over here.
So he had a scene where he was caught masturbating. Have you been caught masturbating?
Oh, you want to hear the story?
Yeah. Me and Corolla just traded brilliant getting caught masturbating stories. That's behind the paywall.
This is insane. The story is like,
Joe,
for
you're
those...
gonna love this one. Put your phone away. We have a guest here. It's a nice place. Don't act like a putz.
Most people know this about me. It's not like a secret, but I'm sober 10 years now. So this is rewinding. I know the exact date. This is October 20th of 2014.
That's good. That's, by the way, that's like prime Jack time. It gets dark early.
Yeah. This is my first day.
It's like, bro, it's 8 o'clock. It's been dark for 5 hours. There's nothing else to do.
October 20th, the morning, I wake up. I'm concussed. I have a black eye. My whole right side of my face is hamburger meat.
You ate a left?
I got in a fight with the floor, and the floor won.
Floor's a lefty.
I got home. This guy named Erwin calls me. He's like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?"
Erwin?
Yeah, Erwin.
Wow.
Erwin calls, and I go, "I'm not doing so good, Erwin. My face is all messed up."
Are you sober at this point or no?
No, this is day one. Day one. I've woken up out of a blackout with my face mangled, glasses shattered, melted bag of blueberries on my face. I'm on the floor. My dog is licking my face because it's covered in blueberry juice. Yeah. She's like, "What's up? Where are we going?" Like, "Are we doing it again? Am I going to shit on the floor again?" I'm like, "I guess so." Anyway, Erwin calls. I get in my car, as we did at the time. Anyway, I'll fast forward. I get to a guy's house to my friend.
Oh, this is an away game, away jerk.
My friend was like, "You can come over."
Wearing the gray jerseys for this one.
Yeah, the alternative
He
road
was like,
jerseys.
"You can come over and get right because you obviously need some help." So I show up at his house and I'm detoxing and I feel terrible. Never met his girlfriend before, but she very graciously lets me into their home, and she like makes me tacos. I throw those up. She's like, they're giving me Pedialyte. They're trying to like get me some semblance of humanity. I'm like, I need some serotonin. I gotta go I got to go rub one out in the bathroom just to feel better. So I go into the bathroom, and what I don't know is my friend is like a tech wizard. So he's got Bluetooth all over the house, which 10 years ago was like a very big deal.
Yeah.
To have like, you know, your USB jacks in the wall. And so I go to the bathroom and I turn up this video. I don't even care what it is. And I'm turning it up and I'm turning it up and I'm turning it up. The volume's not working. I'm like, my phone is broken. I can't get sober. This is the worst. And I try. It doesn't work out.
You're jacking off in his bathroom.
I'm jacking off. I am furiously jacking off. And it's not working.
Phone porn.
Yeah. It's not working. And then I walk outside and it's like deadly silent. I walk outside and it's my friend and his girlfriend sitting on the couch, and I come and I sit down and I own up to it because I don't really have a filter at that time. I'm like not feeling good, and I'm like, man, I tried to like rub one out in the bathroom. It didn't work because I just don't feel good. And they go, oh, we know. Like, we know. We heard it in the whole house. You had, I had full volume Bluetooth going on, audio of whatever I was watching. And it wasn't like regular I love you, you love me porn. It wasn't like fucking Skinamax. It was gross. It was like fluorescent stockings, like oil.
Amateur cuckold Germany.
Screaming.
A lot of gagging.
All kinds of yelling and screaming. Like just very...
And the whole house.
Uncouth. The whole house.
That's incredible.
They're like, you couldn't finish, but we did.
Yeah.
We jacked off out here.
Yeah, I turn my Bluetooth off everywhere I go now.
I always forget, and I'm like, my phone always... I forget... Yeah, not jacking off wise, but also I like to imagine your like stupid little like dying baby bird sounds as you're trying...
And just like giving up. Like... when you give up masturbating halfway through, you're like, yeah, this is no good.
Is that your first day sober?
That is, the next day is my first day because I'm technically still drunk in that
What's your
moment.
sobriety date?
21st October, 2014.
I'm still laughing.
So you can always do like, I haven't got caught jerking off in blah, blah, blah days, years, months, days.
Yeah, well, it's the same. My wife has. Sometimes she'll be like, hey, saw that nice little butt print you left on the bed. Like
butt print. I can only do it laying down.
Yeah. She's like
guys that can jack off like standing up, or I'm like, that's a different breed.
Well, I mean, look, if you're in an airport bathroom, you do what you do.
Yeah, I've missed flights because of that. When I was high on Adderall, I'd be in the airplane bathroom. I'd snort Adderall off the toilet paper dispenser. I sure hope my wife doesn't watch this.
Oh God, Jeannie, we love you.
I'd be watching porn and be like, I'd come out and just the airport would be like, it wouldn't be like my gate was empty, like that whole wing of the airport would be empty. I'd be like, all right, so I'd text my agent like, so what the fuck? They left. I was like 1 minute late.
He's like, it's 1:45 p.m. Your flight was at 7:30 a.m. Damn it, did it again.
Yeah, I missed a flight to my mom's funeral because I was doing scratch-off tickets on the toilet.
Wow.
Like you get so obsessed with a thing.
Yeah.
On Adderall, and I was just like, I just had all these scratch-offs, and I had a red eye, and I was just like, I could still make it.
I wasn't a speedy guy. I couldn't do it. I was like the dude who's always like this.
I still do that.
Really?
I do when I pee. I'll time my pee all the time.
Like,
it's a form of OCD. Like when I pee, I'll time it and see how long it is every time. I always check my pulse.
Longer and longer and longer.
It's just weaker and weaker. I'm on that Flomax.
Come on, hurry up. I'm getting bored.
It's the worst. Sometimes I sit down just because I don't want to stand that long.
I haven't stood up to pee in 3 to 4 years.
Well, you're gay.
Yeah.
No.
I have a bidet. You don't have to take a shit to use your bidet.
I have dogs.
You can just give yourself a little freshen up.
Yeah,
I just sit.
Have you ever punched your clown on the bidet as it blasted your butthole?
No, but I should.
It's fun. Yeah, it's good. As high as it'll go. And you just imagine it going up and into your penis. It's like getting a prostate exam.
Right. I couldn't. We got a bidet once, and I was like, I don't like this at all. Too violent. It's too much.
Too cold.
Cold, but just like razor sharp water droplets attacking your senses.
You have to wipe anyway. You got to wipe the water off your ass.
What's the point?
Who are these people?
God,
you know the difference between Jerry Seinfeld and Paul Reiser? Who are these people? Who are these people?
I like the second one.
That was Reiser.
Yeah, I like Reiser.
Who are these people? Did you call the guy? Well, you know what they say. Who's they? Did they call the guy?
Underrated.
Who's the guy? He's just sitting on that mad about you money.
Who do you like better? Ooh, top 5 comedians.
George Carlin, Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Richard Pryor,
Dane Cook.
Dave Attell. I like Dane a lot. Dave Attell? Is that 5 or 4?
Best comedian you ever saw, stand-up, who didn't get whatever, the 90s sitcom they deserved.
I saw Carlos Mencia, who gets a lot of shit. I opened for him. It was me. It was some guy. I forget who it was. Like John Campanera. We were doing it for firemen. It was like a retired fireman benefit at like the United Center. It was full with firemen.
Damn.
And John Campanera does a half hour. I do a half an hour.
United Center, Chicago.
Yeah. All the firemen, like, and Chicago guys, like Bill Brodsky, and all these like firemen. And John Campanaro goes up, he's doing Harry Carey and fucking, he's killing it. And then I go up and I kill, like, we both kill. And then Carlos went up, and 4 minutes in, no one had ever heard of us. And there was no way any of it was stolen. It was such personal stories about getting beat by his mom. And Campanera in the green room, we're watching it on a monitor, goes, I can't track any of this to anybody else. And it was like, it was astounding how great he was.
Wow.
Dave Attell is just like...
I like Dave Attell a lot.
So great.
I don't like to travel. I think it's because my dad used to beat me with a globe. We shared an office at SNL.
He was at SNL?
He was a writer. Me and him shared an office.
Is he a sad guy? Too deep of a question.
No,
he comes off as
I think he has a little...
dark.
But he told me a story. His brother's really bad, but his brother's job is flying those planes with the party banners over the beach.
Oh no!
So like his brother, and he laughed telling it to me. Like his brother's like just sitting in a plane, miserably depressed, and he's dragging 70 feet of like $1 margaritas. Woo!
I met him doing Just for Laughs when I was really, really young, and he was super nice.
He's a sweetheart. We check in on each other from time to time, and Lorne Michaels got him a box set of Otis Redding for his birthday when CDs were still a thing. And the box set was Otis Redding's just face like this, like a little hole and he would just set it up and he poked a hole where the mouth was, and every time he smoked he'd put a cigarette in Otis Redding's and he would light him first, like, I got you, player. Like, but we're the only ones in there, and he did it for 2 years. At
SNL, who was your like arch nemesis? If you can talk
Rob
beef.
Schneider, but only because like he would be like, nobody fucking asked you, rookie.
Oh, he was that.
He would dress you down, and then like 2 days later he'd come up and massage your back and go, how come we don't write together, man? So it was like,
you didn't know what you were getting.
Yeah, like Ellen Cleghorn was so mean all the time that when you saw her coming down the hallway, you didn't even have to say hi to her.
Right.
Because she wouldn't say hi back.
Yeah.
So it was like, great.
I know who you are.
Yeah, great. But like that, like, hey man, how come we never hang out? Like, we should write. I don't know why I'm doing Owen Wilson all of a sudden.
It's a Schneider Wilson combo.
My Owen Wilson turns into Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah, well, it's very close, right?
Well, I'm Jennifer Coolidge, which is just a much tighter Owen Wilson, who's like a looser Jennifer Coolidge. What are we? We're doing a podcast. Like, what is it?
That guy also. I worked with him.
I love him.
Yeah,
I never met him, but every time he's in a movie, I go, okay, I'm safe.
I did a movie called Marry Me. I just came on for like
how many people
2
saw
days. That? Hundreds of thousands.
Really?
Maybe tens of thousands.
Haven't heard of it.
Jennifer Lopez, Owen Wilson. I come at the end of the movie, and he was just such an easy hang. Yeah. Like, built up the comedy, and also
just have a good time, man.
One of those guys who you're like, isn't this funny? And he's one of the few people who like is like, yeah, that's really funny, but within the given, was an actor also, within the given circumstances, with what you're trying to do, with what my character would do, it's funny, but in the wrong way. Let's find the right kind of funny.
So he's solution oriented.
Yeah, building bits with me.
He came from like Bottle Rocket.
So cool. That guy gave me so much time. He didn't have to. We just sat, and he was
so
like,
what's your deal? You're Indian. That's great.
Yeah. What's going on?
Are you Hindu or are you Muslim?
Luckily for me, none of those questions.
What's your bag, man?
Dude, why is your name so weird?
He was the original Bob Sugar. They had an offer to him to play Bob Sugar.
He wouldn't have come close to what you did.
Because he did Bottle Rocket with Jim Brooks. You don't know this story?
I don't know this story.
So, because my audition was very awkward. When I was done auditioning for Bob Sugar, it was like super quiet and weird and awkward. I've never had that happen before.
And Tom Cruise was in the room with you.
Yeah, well, at that stage, at first I auditioned to be the quarterback, Jerry O'Connell, and I I couldn't do a Southern accent that day.
Yeah, Jerry did that great though.
I'm getting Kush Lash.
He plays that charm.
And he's the best.
He's such a sweet man. Yeah,
Jerry.
I love him.
You know what? He's going to be the next guest, I think.
Please, get Jerry O'Connell. Guys, get him to rap.
Yeah.
Get Jerry O'Connell out here. Tell him I rapped. He's a competitive guy.
We'll play the same SpongeBob beat
He'll bring
that we
the
don't
heat.
have to pay for. So I auditioned to be the quarterback, blew it, and they said, well, the male nanny, have you read the script? I'm like, yeah. How about the male nanny? I go, anything.
Yeah.
They go, well, go out in the hallway, read the sides, and just come back in when you're ready. Here's like the complete act of Providence that went down. The big speech the male nanny had was, he says to Tom Cruise before he goes out
Something
with
about
Renee's,
jazz, right?
Yes, and I had that album. I was a jazz freak.
Yeah.
And I knew that it was like Miles Davis, John Coltrane, Cannonball Adderley, Bill Evans on piano. Like so all the naming of the musicians and what they played, I already knew it.
Perfect.
So I literally 4 or 5 minutes later, I'm like, ready. And they just thought I was like the savant.
Yeah.
Killed it. And then it was quiet. And then Jim Brooks goes, how about Sugar? And they all went, yeah. Like, it was awkward. It was so weird after I did the nanny. And then Jim Brooks goes, how about Sugar? And so I guess other people maybe thought it or saw it. And he's the one. He was the boss. So I wasn't going to do that in the hallway. I was like, you got to give me some time. And they were just like, yeah, come back. It was like a Thursday. They go, come back next week. Wednesday, good for you? I'm like, yeah. So just from that Thursday, all day, every day, just if you said any of the lines, I was there. I did him in Australian accents. I did him as an Irishman.
Yeah, I love that. I do that too.
You do him like feminine, masculine, this, that.
Yeah.
You do him as a Boston guy. It's just
You don't
all
get bored.
know.
Yeah.
Right. And then I went in to do it. And Tom was there, and it was I did it. It went great. Then I went back to screen test with Tom.
And are you doing SNL at this time, or is SNL
This is after
done?
SNL was 2 years ago. And then Tom, it was a Saturday. He's eating his lunch. They go, hey, it's Jay Mohr, and he's literally just took a bite. I'm like, strike one.
What is he eating?
Just some sandwich or
This
something.
fucking guy. Of course, sandwich eating
let me finish.
motherfucker.
With no bread.
What a dick.
A sandwich with no bread.
This guy.
Live manatee.
No.
Yeah. What would be the good answer for you?
I knew it. I don't know. A fucking granola bar, like a human being, a regular guy, a cup of yogurt.
You're bombing. He's so great. You have no idea.
I'm sure
I
I've
know
heard
you're
lots
joking.
of stuff about his fucking cake. Look, Tom, just keep doing fucking Maverick.
Yes,
Give us some more Top Gun. Also, I'm maybe in the minority. I thought The Mummy was great. I
Tom
loved
Cruise,
it.
you need to be sitting here.
Tom,
We can't keep going with these kinds of guests.
Tom, I need a samurai sequel.
I love samurai.
I need the next samurai.
So I think my story was almost
You thought
done.
it was the last
Yeah,
one.
turns out
There's
it wasn't
one
the
more.
last
One
samurai.
more samurai.
Second, penultimate samurai.
So you
A
show
prequel.
he's
So
eating
then we
sandwich.
screen tested, and he tried to like kill me with it, like because people go like, weren't you nervous? It's like, no, because I've been reading with casting directors,
Of course.
and they're like, oh, I can't believe you, crowded restaurant, so there's no scene, and now
And
all
you're
of a
in
sudden,
control.
now all of a sudden there's like an Academy Award nominee like in it. It's like great. It's like playing golf and suddenly like the club pro, like, yeah, let's play.
Born on the 4th of July.
Bad wigs, take me out of it. The wigs and the sideburns.
That was his nomination, though.
Yeah.
At the time.
And he tried to kill me with it. And it was one of those moments like where I either freak out or I say, fuck you, and try to kill him back.
And this is the lunch scene. The famous,
firing scene.
The famous firing scene.
Yeah.
Good.
You love the Gap story.
I love it. I love that you had the balls and the presence of mind, as they say, to give yourself the space and time to meet that moment. There's very few moments that you get a chance to sit in and that don't pass you by, where you're aware that you're in a special moment.
You know, it's funny you said this space and time. My oldest son came and saw me do stand-up for like the first time in forever. And he goes, you know what I love about your act? You create space that isn't there, and we all go there with you into this make-believe. I'm like, Jesus
They
Christ.
call it the pregnant pause for a reason. And
'Cause
like
you got pregnant.
Yeah. Tracy Morgan calls it a pregnant pause for a very different reason.
Pause. Because I make love to kitty cats and they got pregnant paws. That's the name of my dog grooming business. Yeah, so there's a scene, the firing scene. I have 2 lines back to back, and it says there's an awkward pause. So it's like, I came here to fire you, Jerry. And then there's that weird pause where he's letting it sink in, like, holy shit. And then my line is, it's real, you should say something. And that pause just kept, it was like a balloon filling up. And I thought, how do I make this, how do I get it right before it pops? And when I finally said, it's real, you should say something, I could feel the relief because they thought I forgot my line. It was great. He was the coolest guy I ever met in my life.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, you're up there. Like, my first question was going to be, why are you so awesome?
Oh, that's a great question.
Why are you so awesome? I mean, rapping at the Oscars, nobody knew who you were, and you owned it.
Oh, man. That was nerve-wracking.
I bet.
I'll never do it again.
But you had to make up the rhymes that happened before you went out. Like John Travolta saying,
it's
the wickedly talented Aziz Azagabala.
Well, that was, you know what's funny? We were talking about, weirdly, Jay and I were talking about Chet Hanks in the car. Tom Hanks was the person that I walked off stage. He's whose face I saw first.
You
after
really
that
did
rap.
a great job.
He was judgmental. Tom Hanks was like, really? Travolta? You couldn't have thought of something better? That's what he said to me. He goes, come on, low blow. That's what he said. Tom Hanks. I go, well, fuck you, Tom Hanks.
Yeah, Tom. You're off the more stories wish list.
No, please, Tom, please come. But
still behind Cruise though.
But
was that the most nervous you've ever been in your professional life?
Yeah. I mean, that I can remember. There's where I knew there was no safety net. I knew the magnitude of the moment, and that if there was a mistake, there was no like backing out. Like, and I was.
You ever see his Oscar rap?
Of course, yeah.
Oh my god!
And I mean, I had rapped live before, but I was wasted.
Who asked you to do that? Who asked?
Well, the quick thing, the first thing that happened, which is why I was afraid, is I rapped at the MTV Movie Awards the year Rebel Wilson hosted.
For Pitch Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was so drunk that I forgot all the rap I was supposed to do, and I just freestyled live on the air. And I just remember looking at a very pregnant Kim Kardashian in the front row, and her face was like, what the fuck am I watching? And so that was my point of reference for failure. And then I went off and I did this Freestyle Love Supreme show on Broadway with all the Hamilton guys, Lin and Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I never saw Hamilton. I like the one guy.
It's
too.
It's a very good show.
Yeah, that's what I never saw Game of Thrones either.
Game of Thrones, I saw season 1 and last season. Fucking apparently there was a lot of good stuff in the middle.
The only thing that interests me is the incest.
Yeah. I mean, come on. It's a brand. But I was doing this Broadway show. Stephanie Elaine Marcus was the producer of the Oscars. I know her son Wade for years. We used to rap together and went to school together. And Stephanie came and said to me, hey, I saw what you did. I like the openness of your spirit, soul, ashe, ashe. And then was like, can you write the opening number of the Oscars for Janelle Monáe? And I was like, I'm pretty sure Janelle Monáe doesn't want a fucking word from me. Like, I know Janelle Monáe. I've seen her perform. She's the greatest live performer I've ever seen. Personally, her and Paul Simon and maybe like Busta Rhymes. But it's like, she does not want me to write a line for her. She goes, just do it. So I wrote like a whole thing. I like wrote an opening number, and sure enough, she was like, yeah, Janelle doesn't want any help. I was like, I fucking told you, dude. Thanks for the opportunity. I'll see you later. And she was like, no. We still want you to do your thing. We want you to come in at mid-show and do a freestyle recap of everything that's happened. It's going to be you and Questlove. Right. So I was like, Amir, I used to open for Questlove when I was rapping. My group would open for him.
So you felt like you had that safety, not a net, but there was a guy there that you knew was on your side.
Yeah, and I know he knows music, and I picked a Roots song.
Right On.
Water. Yeah, That's Water from Phrenology.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I love that.
Right On's my go-to.
That sort of driving beat I knew would keep the tempo up. And then I basically was like, now I just have to kind of like format what I think is a flow. I know I want to talk about how none of the people who are nominated look like me. I want to draw a light on this, this catchphrase of diversity and how it's not a real thing when you get to these higher levels. Like, they give us like, I got a Critics' Choice Award for being like a good Asian. I got the Asian American Pacific Islander Critics' Choice Award so that they can nominate all the white people for the real Critics' Choice Awards.
Oh.
Hey, man.
But now you got your Emmy nomination, 2 Emmy nominations for
World's Best.
World's Best.
Which was cool. That
Best
was cool.
Choreography. Did you do that?
No, definitely not. Bradley
you produced
Rapier.
the show, I guess?
I produced it, wrote the movie, and acted in it with my friend Jamie King. Yeah, and did all the music for it. It's
Jamie King, the
musical.
female?
No, Benjamin James King, my friend from college.
Like,
He's a great writer.
That would be
my
the
writing
weirdest
partner.
sync up ever.
But so the Oscars thing was like a week of, shitting your pants, losing sleep, and then showing up on set. And then there was little things that, you believe in God or don't, it's fine. But like there's little things that make you feel good. For instance, my wife, Naomi, was 8.5 months pregnant at the time. So she showed up to the Oscars in a Gucci dress or whatever it was, something we couldn't afford, with in her clutch with a Ziploc bag with a full Gelson's rotisserie chicken in that motherfucker.
Must have been a Birkin.
Yo, she was just
a
like
big Birkin bag?
No, it was like a clutch. It was just chicken. That's all that was in the bag.
That's a
was
bad
just,
bitch right there.
You open it up, Gerard Butler's sitting where you are, and his wife is like, that smells good. We're like, yeah, it's fucking
It always smells amazing.
Gelson's rotisserie chicken, dog.
Yeah.
So we're just stinking up the whole room with our rotisserie chicken, which I found to be hilarious. And then they like escort me off to get ready. I had to change because I had to watch the show from the back with the writers to figure out what I was doing. So I'm like in the writer's room in the back. It's a room like this. And they're like, all right, you got to go on, go change. And I'm like, where's my dressing room? And they're like, we don't have one. So I put on my tux or whatever it was, my suit in the janitor's closet. I changed out of my like Armani thing into my performance clothes in the janitor's closet next to a mop bucket, next to the fucking Lysol. So it's like what I'm used to doing.
Yeah.
It's like just showing up and it's like the UCB or...
And little did you know that janitor's Bluetooth was hooked up.
I know, right? I mean, like, fuck these people. This is the fucking Brad Pitt. Oh, God damn it, Tom Hanks. And then I go out and the first person I see is Brad Pitt, who's just won his Academy Award. Shit-eating grin.
What did he win for?
He won for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
He's one of my favorite actors.
And he's like this. He's got that man spread. I just won. Like, weight is off my shoulders. He's front row, just flopping out in front of me.
There's not a performance of his I don't like.
No.
Fury.
Fury is incredible.
I watched that movie in rehab and I was like, what? And you know who I couldn't take my eyes off was Shia.
Well, yeah.
I was like, who? I forgot that it was him. I was like, who is this guy?
I just rewatched the Transformers movies with my kids. Shia LaBeouf is so fucking good.
He's a star.
He's incredible at what he does.
He's a star.
I was sitting next to him at that Oscars because they had Peanut Butter Falcon.
I just watched it on a plane. You ever see it?
No, I haven't, but I've heard.
I cried. Like, I straight up...
Incredible movie.
Joyful gratitude tears rolling down my face in first class on JetBlue. Like, the flight attendant comes over. I'm like, now's not a good time. Like,
okay. More sparkling water?
Bro, I was sobbing at that movie.
What was the movie that Honey Boy was his biographical movie, right? So I was so confused that I didn't know this. I said this to Shia. That because I thought Peanut Butter Falcon was his biography. So I go, hey man, Peanut Butter Falcon was so dope, dude. Can't believe that was based on your life. He goes, yeah, thanks, man. Because he's like very like, thanks, brother. Thanks,
bro, when you had Down syndrome and you escaped from your home.
I can't believe. Which one were you? Were you Dakota Johnson? Anyway, Brad Pitt smiles, and then like you with that moment, the moment locks in, and it just, I don't know what happened. But like, I met the moment. I was allowed the space and the grace to do something cool and calm and collected in a very tense and scary space. And I was just like ice in my veins. It happens every now and then where you have the moment. And you're like, I'm here and I'm actually okay.
So what's the random thing, like for me, where you were terrified and it didn't make sense? For me, it was hosting the NHL Awards. I was backstage and I was useless terrified.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Like, I was like, what's going on? Like, about to have a full-blown panic attack.
Of course. I was too.
And I had to go, okay, I wrote these jokes. They're in teleprompter. And it all comes down to it's because I'm not prepared.
Yeah, I was
that's my
prepared.
level of fear is directly correlated to my level of preparation.
But it's also, you can be full fully prepared, and one little thing, right? The fear comes in, you're not good enough, or it's wrong, or you missed the beat. What was that? What happened? And the next thing you know, you're gone. You're gone. And so now you're playing catch up, and we're talking about milliseconds here.
Yeah.
So there's no like, the thing honestly.
To a non-comedian, it's undetectable the amount of time we're talking.
Yeah.
Millisecond. It's a millisecond of a millisecond where thousands of thoughts rush through your head.
Right, but I the way I look at it is it's as an audience, it's a visceral thing where you're like, oh my God, I'm in the pocket with this person, or I'm kind of like, it's good, but I don't know why I'm not feeling like the thing.
Like there's a governor on the engine.
And it was Brad Pitt smiling at me and seeing his victory and the glow and the aura, the sun coming out of this man that like brought me to peace. Where I was like, oh, I said out loud, I was like, what am I doing here? I was like, I don't belong here. That's the first thing that came out of my mouth. I think it was even caught on air. And then Brad Pitt was there. I saw Mahershala Ali. He was like, yeah, real cool smile. And then I saw Taika Waititi, who's a friend of mine. And I felt connected, made eyes with my wife. She got chicken in her bag. We're winning. And then we land. All of that happened like that.
Yeah. That's a great story, dude.
And then it ended. I said thanks to my mom. Walked off.
Is there less nerves when you have to freestyle something than when you have everything that you need beforehand and now you're like worried about practicing it and rehearsing it and whatever? Does it take a little bit of the nerves out of it?
No, I learned this in sobriety. You know what the scariest thing for me is? It's the soup aisle at the grocery store. Picking between Progresso and chunky soup and not knowing which one to pick. Like the life things, not knowing how to get my license reinstated, not knowing how to pay 5 years of back taxes.
I just shut down.
Not knowing how to open mail.
Jeff Ross used to have a joke. Ever go to at video stores back in the day, I would just look at the wall of videos and be like,
Yeah, my wife jokes with me. She's like, we're going to put Netflix on and you're going to look for an hour. I'm going to fall asleep. You're not going to pick anything, and then you're going to come upstairs.
Remember playing video games where you play Madden or NCAA football or MLB The Show, and you could draft your own team? Mm-hmm. We spent more time drafting the team than we spent playing the game.
Yeah, I can't play video games.
You just keep going and going, and your friends are like, fucking pick a center fielder already.
No.
You're going to pick Bernie Williams anyway, just do it.
No. I might want to go Brady Anderson.
But how do you feel freestyling? Is there a comfort in that versus prepared material? That's the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
It depends who I'm playing with. No, I'm honestly like, I'm way more comfortable freestyling.
That's awesome.
Than prepared material.
Well, you said though about the soup aisle, I said this a couple episodes ago. When I'm on stage, it's like having a massive net in the ocean and I have all the fish.
Yeah.
And my job is just to keep the fish by altering the pressure on different tines and different strands of rope. And I can keep when that's over and I have to step down from the stage, panic. When people want to go, hey, you were really, I'm just like, I just go to my car and I drive home because what am I going to say to you? I just did something. It is what it is. I just did something spectacular that defies logic. I do it all the time, but it's never lost on me. And you said about a God and being in the pocket. There are moments on stage, and I know you know this, where the crowd's having a good time. There's a crowd having a batshit crazy time. And then there's that like other level, bad brains, Jane's addiction. Like, this is weird. Like, I'm not aware of what's happening.
Yeah, you black out.
This is happening without my consent or steerage or guidance.
Yeah.
It's flowing through me.
Yeah.
Like you have an ad lib that just comes out and you're like, wow. Boom. That's weird. Like you're tapping into like another spiritual realm. It's very odd.
It's a weird thing. To say like, this is dry land for me, to use the water analogy. And I didn't know it. And I always forget. Oh my God, the stage. It's going to be so scary. Everyone's going to think I'm bad. What I don't realize is I'm on dry land. And as soon as I get on the stage, I'm in water. And I'm a fish. I forgot. I was like, oh, this is where I belong. Every time I step on a stage to perform, I'm way more comfortable than anywhere else in life. My voice changes, my body changes. Yeah. It's a complete transformation.
It's the number one fear in the world, and it's where you and I feel completely at home.
Yeah, it's really weird.
And do you think that comes from our childhoods? My childhood needing more attention all the time, like standing in front of the TV, look at me, like now finally I have your undivided attention. Like I'm a glib, smug prick. Like, oh, I finally have everyone's attention.
Yeah, it's a safe space. I mean, stand-up is a little bit different. Well, but freestyling is the same. Audience shout out crazy shit. Like,
yeah, but I know what I'm going to say when I do stand-up. It's just then ad libs kind of pop up.
Oh man, I'm like absolutely. Yeah, sorry, Corey threw me off.
We got 5 minutes left, so let's go speed around here with questions. If you were a fighter, what would your walk-up music be?
Oh, well, I like that Mike Tyson just had the one bong. My walk-up music.
The Undertaker?
Oh, Undertaker music would be good. My walk-up music would be something really sweet. It'd be like, sometimes in our life, just to throw them off. Like,
yeah, but how's that going to get
you into... Can you tell me how to get...
You don't mean that, though.
Because
I want the crowd to get hyped. I don't want to be a list bully, but I got to make a point. A lot of guys go that way, like, oh, I'd come out to fucking John Denver or whatever to freak the other guy out. It's like, well, the other guy's in his song. You got to get something, in my opinion, and that's why we're here, right? You got to do something like when that beat hits, the crowd's like, oh, shit, he's walking out now.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe Notorious Thugs, Bone Thugs and Harmony, and Biggie Smalls, The Rock Wilder, Method Man, Redman, anything.
What's beef? Beef is when you leave 6 feet deep.
DMX, Stop Being Greedy.
See, now we're talking. DMX is just good for what else. Yeah. DMX and my dog Spike Jigger, my whole life. Have you ever changed the music pulling up to an event, judging by who was there waiting for you? Like a black valet's.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
I put on like Hermoso Canino mariachi music when I pull up to the valets at the Improv. Hermoso Canino. Yeah. So they just think I'm cool.
You think I'm going to roll up with my John Mayer playing? Fucking crazy.
Gravity.
Yeah, no thanks, bro.
Wipe your tears away.
Yeah. It's pounding biggie. They're like, whoa, good choice in music.
Who's your favorite Muppet?
Favorite Muppet would be, it's got to be, the shrimp. What's the shrimp? Prawn. No.
Phenomenal.
No.
His name's Prawn.
Is it?
Yeah.
Prawn. I did the Muppets TV show when they did a spoof of The Office.
Really?
Yeah, this is the best. Those guys were the best.
I did when I was supposed to give Elmo his first haircut, but then I got a job. I couldn't do it.
Oh, wow.
And then I went back and I just had to explain what tools were. There's like a hammer. Like it wasn't like in real Muppets, but it was like, hey G, what about me?
Sesame Street.
What about me? Am I a tool?
If we're counting Sesame Street, then Super Grover. He's my guy.
Same
Super.
voice as Miss Piggy.
Really?
Hi-ya! Super Grover.
Love that guy.
And Ernie and Kermit's the same voice too.
Ah.
Sorry to bum you out. Who's your closest Asian? No family members. Who's your closest Asian friend?
I don't know. I've got a lot. Shout out to Hassan Minaj and his clothes right here.
Not sponsored.
Closest Asian friends? I don't know. My cousins?
I said no family.
No family?
Here's why I asked. Greg Fitzsimmons asked me this on his podcast. That was the first like rapid fire question, and I'm still wondering
who your closest Asian friend is.
It's so weird.
It's Hung.
No. I think it's like Pam from the Alano Club. Like just like
it's so funny. It's Asian, but does South Asian count? Does Indian count?
Yeah, now it's you. But at the time, you didn't come to my mind. Asians play it close to the vest. You guys are tough to pet.
Well, we're not even Asian. We're not even allowed with the other Asians. We're like a separate.
You fill
South
out that
Asian
college
thing.
application. You're Asian.
I think we're something else. We're like Middle Eastern something. It's got another.
Are you
acronym.
Sikh? What?
I'm Hindu, but my parents are both PhD biochemists, so we're science, baby.
Smartest. All right.
The breath of life.
I asked my niece, she's becoming a scientist, and my sister's like born again evangelical Christian. And I asked my niece, how is your faith now that you're becoming a scientist? And she said, it's stronger than ever, because the more I look down the microscope, the more I see a perfect order that cannot possibly be an accident. I was like, oh, walk off.
You can't argue with that.
You got any questions for Utkarsh?
Faith is faith.
No.
Do me a favor, like and subscribe to the podcast. You want to promote anything coming up?
Guys, we have season 4 of Ghosts.
Yeah.
You got to watch it on CBS. You can watch Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, and you just had Dustin Ibarra on.
Oh, yeah, we had Dustin.
My boy.
What
else?
else?
A stoner chef?
Avatar: The Last Airbender. I have music on Spotify.
Yeah, if we didn't get into it, it's
Please.
like music. I'm looking up Utkarsh, and I'm like, look at this.
I have lots of music.
Looking like
I put
El
out,
DeBarge with no shirt on.
Yeah. I
You
put
know,
out new music every month, basically.
He said we were going to talk about Katie Holmes, which we also didn't get to. But
what do you want to know?
I said I want to do a random IMDb pull from you every.
Oh yeah,
week.
he wants to do this every episode. Let's go.
Let's do go.
What do you want to know? I was offered the movie Go without any specifics. I really wanted to play the drug dealer played by Timothy Olyphant. I met Doug Lyman and the producers at Sunset Lemley 5. There was like offices that are never full. They rented one of those out. And I go, I really want this. He goes, it's taken. Like he was firm. And I go, all right. He goes, but Adam or Zach, it's all yours. And I couldn't remember which one was which. And I knew I didn't want to be the bottom. So I'm like, I didn't know what to say, so he goes, which one do you want to play? Either one could be yours. And I went, well, only one of them says go.
And what did he say?
He goes, that's what I thought, yeah, Zach.
That's so funny.
And then I went back and read the script, like, I hope I'm not the bottom. And it was like, oh, and then they gave it to Scott Wolf, the bottom guy, and it was perfect.
It's wild when you don't know. I did a movie called Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds and Joe Keery, and I went and auditioned. And I didn't read the full script because you don't want to get too attached. So I go in.
When you look at a photo album, you only care about the pictures you're in.
Yes, exactly.
It's like, what am I read this whole thing for? Where's my part?
I auditioned for it, got the part, and then Sean Levy, the director, calls me, and he's like, hey, man, good news, bad news. We're really excited to have you. I just want you to know that Kiss with you and Joe Keery at the end, we've changed the story. You guys aren't falling in love anymore. He's got a different storyline, and this is your story now. I had no clue that I was engaging in like a romance with Joe Keery on screen.
You ever kiss a guy on screen?
No, haven't done it. No, not in screen or in life, for that matter.
We have three cameras.
Nothing to it. Ready? Oh my God, it made me nauseous.
Come on, get in here.
I don't live like that anymore.
Eat my fucking face, Jay. Anyway, I didn't know, but that was my version of that story.
Utkarsh Ambudkar, my man, I love you.
Guys, just watch
Watch Ghosts.
Watch Jerry Maguire.
Watch Jerry Maguire and Ghosts at the same time.
Watch that Jennifer Aniston movie.
Picture Perfect?
That's the one. Holy shit.
Yeah?
I mean, come on. You and Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah. That was movie number 2.
Amazing. What a run.
See you later.
Jay Moore's my uncle.